Welcome back to New Hampshire. Look way over here on the right side of your screen and you'll see Brian Weber spinning into view.
Yeah, Mike, I just happened to be looking down toward turn 2, and he just got away from him right there. Got up out of the groove just a little bit, and around she came.
So they've made some hasty repair. Gotten Weber back out. Now Jeff Burton's been in the pits with the hood up, Dick Berggren.
He's got some sort of an engine problem, Mike. They're not sure what it is. He has now shut the engine off. He came in as a pre-race favorite, having won 4 Winston Cup races. The motor is silent as the field comes down for the green.
Oh, we got trouble right there on the front straightaway. Kenny Wallace is around.
Ashton Lewis Jr., 46 cars into him. No caution flag yet. Everybody's going, but boy, that was jammed up big time there for a second.
Somebody missed a shift on that right there. I can tell you that right now. He came down to the start-finish line.
Was it Lewis or Wallace who didn't get going? I think it was Ashton Lewis.
It's really hard to tell you right now, Mike, from our viewpoint right here.
And Stacy Compton off the pace.
I believe he's got some severe damage to the front nose of his car.
Got hard into the back of someone when all that happened from the Johnsonville camera on board Compton. And Jason Keller stove in the nose of his car as well. A lot of tire smoke there.
I believe that's out of Ashton Lewis Jr.'s car, the 46 car. A lot of damage on that left front. You can see the left front fender all kicked in against the tire. Well, I don't know. That don't look good. He's going to have to get on the pit road and get that fender pulled off. Boy, look, there's Stacy Compton's problems right there, the 59 car.
See what happened here on this restart.
Coming down for the green flag. Oh, right there.
It wasn't that Lewis didn't get going on the restart. Somebody ran into somebody, and it all backed up from there.
And these guys restart normally, I think, in second gear here, so you got to go from second, third to fourth as you get up to speed. And if you miss a shift or don't go as quick as someone, especially in a single file restart that early in the race, a lot of cars, they get jammed up.
Yeah, you really do. And you got to remember one thing else. You got spotters up there on top of your tower right here hollering green, 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 go, go, go. And sometimes you don't pay attention.
6th place battle, Randy LaJoie with the new driver of the 26. That's Ron Hornaday.
And Ashton Lewis did bring his car to the pit road. He's going to bring her in and get that left front fender pulled off the tire.
Stacy Compton and Jason Keller stay out there with damage to the front ends of their cars.
See them changing right side tires. The tire rule here today is you can change 2 sets under caution. You can change as many as you want under green. So this will not count against his 2 sets.
Kevin Grubb to the inside of LaJoie. They touch. Here goes Scott Riggs.
Jay Sauter as well in the 21 car.
Nifty move by Riggs to take advantage.
Got to set them up where you can. They still got Kevin set up there on the high side. I don't think there's a lot of grip up there yet.
It's not a lot of grip, but Jeff, you know, I know we're on lap 11, but I'm definitely seeing with this new track configuration more racing grooves than I think we've ever seen here before. Some have better grip than others, but they are able to run side by side.
Definitely so, and it'll be interesting to see as the race progresses and they get some more rubber down in that groove and kind of get a feel for where they need to be. Once again, a lot of these lines you're seeing right now weren't there earlier, and I believe we got a challenge for the lead if they're off a turn forward.
We got a big challenge with 4 cars there. Todd Bodine in the 92, Greg Bivell in the 60 car as well.
It's going to be a good thing that all these cars are already red, because they all will be in a few minutes the way they've been going at it.
We need to document that Jeff Burton in the 9 car, they have to that car behind the wall, so problems not resolved on that car.
And Stacy Compton is on pit road. Dick?
Well, his big problem, Mike, is that the grill is all stove in. The water temperature was already up to 220 degrees, and they're going to have quite a project to be able to get air through that radiator because the hood is all mashed down, the grill is all mashed up. Crew member beating on the hood with his hand as the laps go by. Compton, not going to be a day that he is going to enjoy, but he will remember this one for sure.
Well, he came in here 7th in points. They've got to try to get him back out.
Yeah, and a blown engine will not make your day any better.
Let's look at Bobby Hamilton Jr. there in the 25 car. Talked to his crew chief, Fred Wanke, this morning. This is the same car that they was so dominant at Richmond. We heard Bobby Hamilton Jr. talk just a little bit about it. He talked about maybe losing the engine. He talked about maybe being out of fuel. They were not out of fuel, and I tell you what, our points leader, Jason Keller, 57, he's on pit road.
but they were not out of fuel. The fuel cell was just not picking up enough fuel. And I believe Jason Keller may have a similar problem to Stacy Compton. The front end is all caved in on that race car.
And Larry pretty much says that you can't run it much more than 2 or 3 laps when the air is shut off on these race cars and not have the temperature go up. And you've got to have a cool engine during the course of the race, or it will basically blow up, burn up.
The 4 cars damaged on that restart. Jason Keller front and back, the back end of Todd Bodine's car, the front end of Stacy Compton, and the left front on Ashton Lewis. Those were the 4 cars damaged on the restart.
Now, I know this is a mile racetrack, but a lot of teams treat it like a short track. Aerodynamics are important, but you can get by with hoods caved in and things of that nature, but you can't get by with the nose caved in where you can't get air to the radiator.
All right, let's have another look at the restart from the Stacker 2 on board of Kenny Wallace.
Kenny's kind of laying back there trying to get a run. Green flag's out. Oh, there we go. Stacy Compton.
Stacy Compton did not get going or something. Either missed a shift or just didn't get going on the restart.
Initially to us, it looked like either Lewis or Wallace had a problem. The problem was they had to jump on the brakes. That's why it looked like they weren't going anywhere. They couldn't.
They were all trying to jump out of line to keep them running over one another, and Kenny Wallace was very lucky he didn't get any worse than what he did.
Let's check with Dick.
Jason Keller's primary problem is the nose of the car. They're getting ready to bring him back in again. This time he may well go behind the wall to put a new radiator in the car. A crew member has a radiator in his hands. This is a tough break. This guy had been leading the points by 34 over Jack Sprague coming into this event, running at the finish of 34 consecutive races. Jason Keller doesn't crash except today. Mike?
Thanks, Dick. Everyone stacked up on that restart, but it was well behind Bobby Hamilton Jr., who leads now with Todd Bodine and Greg Biffle in tow. "23 laps complete. Bobby Hamilton Jr. leading Todd Bodine, Greg Biffle, Shane Meal, the pole sitter, and Jamie McMurray is up to 5th. Now from Stacy Compton, that's Jason Keller just in front on that restart.
For some reason, Jason Keller checked up there at the last second.
And Keller now behind the wall, where repairs continue to the Busch Series point leader.
I mean, you can see, Mike, they're changing the radiator down 57 car, trying to get him back there to try to score some more of those championship points everybody runs for.
David Green driving the 31 car. He's on pit road for 4 tires. Martin Truex Jr. in the 1 car, normally driven by Jimmy Spencer. He's been on pit road for about 5 or 6 laps. They've been under the car and under the hood, so he has a problem.
David Green's in this car, number 31, because Johnny Benson's still recovering from a broken rib at Richmond, driving for Ted Martin.
Last Saturday night, I think that's the same place we saw that 25 car. Out front, looked like he's going away with it.
And you know, I was telling a story talking to Fred Wanke, his crew chief, Jeff. This racetrack a little similar to Richmond. They did not change the setup much on that race car and brought the same race car here.
They were pretty happy. But they did change the fuel cell.
Watch that 27. Jamie McMurray, who just continues to improve and impress every week, going around the outside of Shane Meal, and that will change 4th place.
See, right behind them, Scott Riggs in that 10 car, of course, with Jason Keller, his teammate behind the wall. This is the only chance. PPC Racing, they have won 4 races in a row in 5 out of the 10 Busch races this year, with Scott Riggs winning 2, Jason Keller winning 3.
Another guy right now is making a move up through there. And that 26 car is Ron Hornaday Jr. started back in 16th position, and he's starting to get close on these leaders quite quickly.
He is just ahead of Riggs.
This car really looks good coming up off the corner right now. He's making a lot of ground from the center out.
Well, Ron Hornaday won a Craftsman Truck Series race here back in 1996, so he's pretty familiar with this racetrack.
Working on Shane Meal now, the pole sitter, for 5th place.
But you're right, Mike. Jamie McMurray in that 27 car, it's like every week this year, they're a little better, Top 10, now they're up here running in the top 5 today.
Murray 11th in points. Only 2 points out of the top 10. Off the pace is the 31 in the back straightaway of David Green.
Martin Truex Jr. in the one car, he was back out on the racetrack. Looks like he's coming back to pit road again.
It's interesting to watch as these drivers try to find different lines around the racetrack. You see the dots around the corners to help indicate lanes and give the drivers some guidance. Let's go back to the garage area. Matt.
Mike, we caught up with Jeff Burton. And Jeff, when did you have an indication you had some kind of motor problem?
Well, right when that caution came out, it like backfired on the back straightaway and quit running. So I missed the boot ignition box. That didn't do anything. Hit the coil. That didn't do anything. And the #1 cylinder is cold on it. So either broke a valve or a valve spring or something. Then it wouldn't even turn over. So ended up beating something up big.
Now, this is your golf game. You're going to come here and just have some fun.
I still had fun. I had a great time this weekend. Obviously, we didn't get, the result we wanted, but we had a really fast race car, and I had a good time. I'm disappointed, but I love what I do, and we had a ball this weekend. We ran well all weekend, and these things happen.
No points, no pressure. It was just going to be his golf Saturday here in New Hampshire.
Well, they'll have to take a mulligan on this one today, Matt, as will the 31 of David Green. That car is also being pushed behind the wall. Bobby Hamilton Jr. is our leader in the early going here at New Hampshire.